Okay, so we're gonna continue building on this website, which I started the last video. I'm not quite sure yet what exactly it's turning into, but it is probably going to be something fun. I do have some ideas for features inside the website. I would like to have a type of image sharing feature where you can upload images and maybe like them and upvote them or do something. I think that could be kind of fun. So, it is just kind of like like an undeveloped idea that will turn into something as we start building it. It's kind of fun to try and do a project like this because typically when you make a website, you have to have an idea, you have to have a target audience, there has to be some sort of idea and a direction with it. And you don't start developing until you get to like mock-up after mock-up. UX designers, they start like figuring out how it should look like, So this is like step 5 or so. But it is kind of fun to just kind of dive into it. So what we have so far is basically a bare bone Laravel project. And we do have a welcome to Blade to PHP, which we did start setting up. And I do think that I should start maybe setting up at least a type of login system so people can actually go in here, sign up, and start doing something like uploading images, uploading things, like there has to be a sign up system. And what we're going to be using for that is something called Laravel Breeze. And I did actually prompt a step-by-step how to set it up on the side here, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And it's just kind of like a very, it's like a Laravel login system. Like it has the features that you might need for most things. You can also tweak it and adjust it in some sort of way. But it's really good for just like starting up. So we have the project and I would like to just kind of like install it. So we do have a required command over here. I'm just going to copy paste. I did not start my Docker yet or Ubuntu or my database manager. So we're going to do that. Just going to buff it up here. So we got that started. And our console. By the way, I'm really happy to see that people were very supportive about the last video. That was amazing. I was really unsure how people would actually think this sort of series would be like, and people seem to love it. So that is really good news for me, because I love making this kind of video. It's a lot less demanding, like not trying to sound lazy here, but it takes a lot of like preparation and editing, and like you have to like plan ahead many episodes to make sure that a course is like set up correctly and stuff. So this is pretty good. Like I love doing this kind of video. This is so cozy. It's like I just like I love spending time just coding, and if I can do that and also have you guys be part of it, that would just be fun. So we have the command console here. I first need to actually go into my Laravel projects folder. Laravel projects, yes, / what did I call this one? Oh, it says right there, cozy image social media platform. That's like such a dumb name. Social media platform, like you can't remember that name ever. And I spell it correctly, good. So inside this particular project here, we're just going to set up Laravel Breeze. So we have a command here called composer require Laravel / breeze -- dev. Basically, we're using Composer, which is a PHP tool to install Laravel Breeze. And dash dash dev just basically means that this is for development. That sort of confused me at the beginning, what that exactly meant. Basically, dash dash dev does not mean that you only use this for development, but it installs the necessary files and things that you need in order to get the login system working, and then it removes Breeze again after it has initialized all those files. So Breeze is a tool that gets installed, then that one installs the things that we need, and then Breeze gets uninstalled again. Basically, like that's how I understand it, right? So I'm gonna do that. It's just gonna set it up here. Generating optimized autoload files. Done. Good. The next thing we need to do is actually install something called PHP Artisan Breeze, and it actually has an explanation to here what it to what it actually does. So basically, it tells Laravel to copy Breeze's templates, controllers, and routes into your project, because we do have some resources that we need in order to communicate together with everything here. So we're just gonna make sure we do that. Installing and building node dependencies. So once we set that up, install front-end dependencies, you will need to install JavaScript dependencies, npm install. Did we do that already? I actually don't remember. Did we install that? Let's just set it up. It'll tell me if it's installed. Up to date. 50 packages are looking for funding. One moderate severity vulnerability. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and say npm run build. It's building. There we go. And then basically we can say npm run dev. There is another way to run to run the site. Let me just double check that we have done everything we need. We do need to run the migration command, because we did actually, you know, we did get some new migration files, and I don't think we migrated those already. That's in order to set up the rest of the login system, so to speak. So we're just gonna run it here. It's thinking, and it's thinking even more. And hopefully it's gonna work without spitting out errors. Am I supposed to write here? Oh, I am. Okay. That seems odd. Do we need to run? I think we need to run the thing before we do that. Let me just go back here. Sail up. There we go. Now we run it, right? It's still not working. Just kind of thinking. Oh, right. We need to run... let me just exit here. You probably have the command saved somewhere. There we go. PHP, sail... Oh, not PHP. Vendor, bin, sail, artisan, migrate. Nothing to migrate. Well, that's great. Once you're inside Docker sail... Oh, right. It actually says here. Okay, let's make sure we run the site. There we go. We just sort of double check everything here. Just gonna take it over. 1 second. Just gotta get it over there. There we go. So this is the website. We do have a couple of error messages, or at least one. Attempted to read. Property name on null. So basically it says if we're logged in, do this. auth user name. Right, so if we are authenticated, then show the user name for this particular person. Which we should not get yet. We should be able to like get prompt to log in first. So we just need to figure out how to set that up. We did install the blade templates, so we should... Oh, there we go. Dashboard, the blade. Is this the file that it gives us the error message in? I think it might be. Navigation.blade. Okay. Are we getting more errors in this one? App.blade. Yeah, we're getting something here. Basically, it's trying to include, but it's not finding it. So it did install the necessary blade templates that we needed. So we need to install JavaScript dependencies. We did install I think we did install npm. Otherwise we wouldn't. We did. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to run the test server that I just started. Good. So to migrate the databases. And that's kind of like the weird part, because it said we had nothing to migrate. So did I skip a step here? So basically we went into the app, we started up. Did I forget to do that? I think I may have forgotten to start my Docker thing. Is it actually started? Yeah, it is. Okay. Just double check. Going back into the console. Let's retry some of this stuff. Because we need, I don't think yeah, we did not start it. Well, I did not. I'm not gonna blame you guys for for not starting it. Composer require. Let's try that again. Right. So now, install blade. We did actually do that. I don't believe it gave us errors. What happens if we do it twice? I hope it's not gonna install it twice. No, okay, it did not. Okay. So now, if nothing to migrate. Let's try and screenshot this, because I do think something is going wrong here. Did it automatically migrate this into the database? I don't think it did. So we set up the packages, right? Installed the blade templates. Yeah, so it already found it. So now we just basically we had the npm command. Let's try and run it, even though yeah, I didn't think that was gonna be it. npm run build. We did that already, but we'll do it again. And then we run the npm dev command. Can I run it without? Yeah, we can. Okay. So now if I open this back up here, refresh, stick at the error message. Let's see. This is a troubleshooting 101, I guess. Figuring out why it does not work. People often get surprised how often things don't work for developers. Like some people, they've just like done something like over and over again to a point where it just works, but I have not done this over and over again. So we just need to make sure that things are working. You know what? Let's take a screenshot. Let me just show it that we get an internal server message. And then show the command console. Let's see. Let's do that. I don't think that's what we needed. It's the migration part that we needed. Where did we migrate? npm install, npm run build. Did I migrate? Oh, that's not what I needed. I don't think we can run it while it's started the server. Let's do that. Yeah, so it says nothing to migrate. So after trying to set up Laravel Breeze, I got to the migration part and it says nothing to migrate. And when I go to the browser, it gives me an internal server error. It's misspelled Laravel. Liverable. So we'll see what it says. There's probably some sort of like obvious solution here that I'm just not seeing. Like I've done this before with no errors, by the way. I don't know why it's all of a sudden giving me errors now. It's definitely thinking and figuring things out. So what confuses me is the fact that there's nothing to migrate. Like we could try and open the database and see if there is something in there, because there might be data already that it has migrated, which is why it's not migrating. And the error message inside the browser is just like a different issue. So if I go inside our server here, or our database it's called. No, it doesn't seem... Actually, I'm uncertain. Okay. So basically it says here that since we're not logged in, it's giving us the error message. Okay. Let's check the migration files, because it may have something in there that is related to Laravel Breeze. If this is create jobs tables, cache users. Okay. So nothing to migrate. I don't think, who knows, maybe it worked. It's just, I just find it a little bit odd that after installing it, it's defaulting to trying to see if I'm logged in or not, when it shouldn't. It should only do that. Like it should place me in a page where you can actually log in, like a dashboard page. Let's find the navigation page. It's kind of weird. Okay, let's go to layouts, and it added in a couple of pages here. So guest and navigation. And this is the part that it is having a hard time with. This section here. So because I'm not logged in, it cannot authenticate the users. Like it can't show the name. Which means that when I visit the website, it should actually navigate us to dashboard, right? So if I go back inside our web.php, profile controller it does not find either, which is interesting, even though I have it here. So let's see if we actually have it. Not config, app, HTTP, controllers, profile controller. And then we don't have this one. No, it should have it. Why does it say undefined type? So under request, we should have a profile update request, right? And we have it. It says undefined type. Okay, so let's go back inside web.php. So we have another get route here. I think this might be causing the issue because it should try to load the dashboard when we get to the page for the first time. Let me just send it this information here. Could my web.php file be causing the issue? Because when I load up the front page, it loads up my welcome.blade.php file. But it should actually be loading my dashboard page where I can log into the website, which is what is causing me to not know the user's name and causes the error. Let's see. Just correcting the speech thing. Because it shouldn't do this. I mean, it does have like this route middleware here. Basically, this just says that we're gonna group together a bunch of like pages, and you can only access these pages if you're logged in. So right now, profile, profile.edit, profile.update, profile.destroy. So basically, for updating and creating profiles and that kind of thing, or editing, updating, and destroying a profile, you can only do that if you're logged in, like authenticated. It's fine. The crash happens because the navigation parser render not logged in. 2 safe fixes. So it's trying to explain to me that this file here is correct, but I need to fix the pre-installation, which should not be a thing. So right now, / returns the welcome view. If you want sign-in users to go straight to dashboard, but keep a public welcome for guests, do this. That's not really what I wanted. I just want to go to the dashboard. Let's try and go to the website and just say /dashboard and see what happens. See, now this is what I needed to see. So why does it load up my... why does it load up the other one first then? So basically it's trying to skip the login process. So technically, this should fix it. Which is like, I don't know. Is that too simple? I think it is. So, oops, just gonna go back. So we refresh. No, did not work. Why did it not work? Do I need to... Probably need to stop and rebuild. That might actually be... Oh, right, because... Need to actually run it. Right. I think I am doing things correctly here, but for some reason it is not. So when I load the front page, we should return the dashboard view, which is the exact same thing as if I just type dashboard in. So if I do this, like this is what it should load up, but for some reason it's not. What does ChatGPT say? Oh, we have to run a redirect, I think. Seems odd. So we go back in here. Okay, well that worked. Just feels kind of odd that this is how you need to do it, but I guess that's okay. I'm just gonna double check with it. So I created it like this instead. So it takes the user directly to the dashboard page to log in. But is this considered the correct basic way to get started with Breeze once you set it up? Because I don't think I remember that being a thing. I have another project where I set this up and it just worked like that, right? Let me just double check. It's, yeah, it does say everything correctly. Fine and very common. Well, okay. Fine and very common. We can live with that. That's totally okay, especially for a private app where there's no public landing page. It's clean, simple, and achieves... Oh. Okay. Okay. I just realized that basically we're supposed to redirect people to the dashboard page when they sign up, like click the sign up button inside the website. The reason I remember doing it this way is because in my previous project that I did for a company for like an internal web app sort of thing, they had to log in immediately, which is why I remember doing it like this. So we're going to return to the welcome page and we're going to go back inside our navigation. There we go. I'm just so confused why it added in the navigation here to begin with. Let's just comment that out because it seems weird. Let's just remove it. And if you go back inside the website, is it going to throw other error messages? It is. I expected it to. So here's what I don't understand. This line of code that I'm pasting at the bottom has been added in to my navigation.blade.php file, and for some reason it is causing errors, even though I have not accessed this particular page. So when I install Laravel Breeze, it's supposed to have a login system set up for me, but it's assuming I'm already logged in with this piece of code. It seems counterintuitive. So we're just gonna add that in there. I mean, obviously, we're just gonna go through here, and I don't understand why this has been added in. Like, what is this navigation.blade file? Can I just delete this page? It just seems like I have my own navigation page. Why do I need this one? Yeah, so navigation.blade.php is only meant to render the pages for authenticated users. And then it's thinking. So that's kind of like the issue here, because this particular file here is only supposed to run once you're logged in. Like, I know that already, but why it's defaulting to running the page when I'm not logged in? That is what is confusing me. So if the nav shows up on a guest page, you'll hit auth user equal null. Why did it render even though you didn't access that page? Because the nav is included by your layout, and your layout is used by the page that you did access. Okay. How Breeze is structured. Important. Authenticated users use x-app-layout, which includes the navigation.blade file, and it assumes the user is logged in. Okay. So, structural fix. Ensure guest views use guest layout. Okay. So I've never really used the x-app-layout, unless it was for the login page. Quick checklist to stop this for good. Right. So we have a particular. If I go inside welcome.blade, it has not overwritten this page here. Extends layouts.app, right? Did it for some reason overwrite this one? Oh, here we go. Okay, well that explains it. Okay. So now I know why it's doing the thing. That's so dumb. Okay, I'm gonna undo what I did inside the navigation.blade file. So basically, when I installed Breeze, my existing app.blade.php layout file that I created in the last video got overwritten and changed, because that right there is not what I created in the last video. That's why I'm confused. So basically, this is why it's trying to load it up. Because if I go to welcome.blade, what is that one using? It is using my app.blade.php file. Great. So we're basically using a layout file for people who are logged into the website. So that is not supposed to happen. Good. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? So we have the layout file, and I have a couple of options here. I should probably have saved how the previous one looked like. I mean, it was pretty basic, so it's not like I lost a lot of work there. It just kind of like tells you that you have to set this stuff up first before you start doing a bunch of things. This is why it worked the first time, by the way, last time as well. I just did this from the beginning. I didn't start creating my own layout files because I was eager. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is obviously I'm going to create a new layout file that is going to be for my own little project here, right? So let's go ahead and create a new file. Let's call it default.blade.php. That is going to be my layout file, and don't you dare touching it. Okay, HTML5. What else did we have inside welcome? We had, so we need to add a yield header. Yield header, right. Just double checking everything is correct here. Hey, Alfie. You can't see him, but he's, oh, you want to say hi? Oh. Hi there. People could barely see you in the chair last time. Did you know that? They could barely see you in the chair. And you have not sat there once today. It's true. Yeah, you want to sit over there? Whoops. Okay. So welcome.blade basically needs to use this layout app file. So inside of here, let me just double check I'm doing this correctly, because I want to have more error messages. I mean, error messages. It's basically just because I was eager and set things up prematurely last time. So inside this file, I am going to set up a main container and set up the main content. There's like some default styling here. We're just gonna remove that. We'll add our own styling if it gets to that. It will, but not right now. We also do have a, yeah, okay, it's already pre-creating stuff for us. There we go. Like so, whoops. And then we're also creating a footer. I love how it's like, oh, is this what you want? And then it just creates it. Right. So we have this now. Going back inside the welcome.blade. That is basically everything we need. We did not need to have the main tags because we had that in here already. So we can just actually just remove that. Oh, how did we do it last time? Did I include inside my template header? Yeah, we have the header tags. Okay, so inside the template, we don't need these. Just basically do this. There you go. That's basically what we need. Just gonna double check if I go back inside my template. Template, header, right, okay, so it's only the header. Yes. So this is the default blade template. And everything looks correct. We do need to add in the white for the styling. Otherwise, this is not going to work. There we go. So now, if I go back inside my website, refresh it, still giving me an error message. It's because I'm not running the site. Let me just reload it. I think I need to do that. No, still giving me error messages. Why is it trying to load that one? Okay, so here, end section. Are we doing something wrong inside the, did I not save the files? End section. We have the footer. We added the template. Everything's fine. Oh, right. Default. Now we go back. There we go. Simple typo. If I was hired inside a web development agency, I would need to like know this stuff. Like, because this is like, you shouldn't get paid to like troubleshoot this much at the beginning just for like setting up a basic website. But it's working now. Good. I can't believe I was stuck for so long when it came to the error message. I was so confused. I was like, okay, but we're not logged in. Why does it say like it's trying to grab the username when we're not logged in? Okay. So now that we did that easy part, we're gonna go ahead and include a button inside our navigation. And I'm not talking about that navigation there, because that one can go to hell. But inside our header file. So, there's a piece of code for like authenticating whether or not you're logged in. How does the code look like for checking if the user is logged in or not? Because I want to show a particular HTML element only if I'm logged in, and another one if I'm not logged in. Okay. So basically we're going to go in here inside the unordered list, and if I'm logged in, I want to show these, and if I'm not logged in, then there should be a sign up button, right? Right. So if we're authenticated, so basically for a user or a guest, that's what we're saying here. So if we're a user, or are we a guest? Let's add, there we go. Is that how you can write a comment? Wait, hold on. I've never seen that before. Like, that's not a comment. That's is that like a ChatGPT comment? Let's just delete that. Right. So, if we are a user who's logged in, I have a hair in my mouth. Then show this particular menu. If we are not logged in, whoops, then I want to show something else. So we're just going to say sign up, right? Sign up and log in. This could be like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. For now, we'll do this. So the link here should go to dashboard. But actually we need to load in a view, which is done using the curly brackets without, with or without. Oh, how is it? It's route dash dash. Oh, how do you do that? How do I load up a particular route inside an anchor tag inside my HTML page? Oh, right. It says right here. It's so dumb. Okay. There we go. Just gonna paste that in. So it wasn't colon colon. It was parentheses. Okay. So route login. And we're gonna have a route for sign up or register in this case here. There we go. So this is working, hopefully. So if I go back inside my website, I don't even need to see your answer. I know already. Wait, I didn't actually ask it. Delete that prompt. Refresh. Okay. So we have a sign up and a login. So if I click sign up, it goes to the sign up page. Login, go to the login page. Great. So now that we have that, we could add a bit of styling just to make the page not look like this, because this is like, it's like blinding my eyes. So let's go ahead and go inside our CSS file and do some default styling. Now, there's typically like, there's many different ways to style a website. Basically what I want to do is I want to have all the default styling that applies to all the pages inside the website inside my app.css file. And then we use Tailwind to style specific things that are only to that particular page. Because that's one way to do it. So if I go inside CSS, app.css, go down below here, we can actually go ahead and test out the styling. So header, it's like trying to style things for me. Let's just add in a different background color, just for testing purposes. So height is gonna be just for now 50 pixels. We will display flex. That is actually a thing. Space between, let's do that for now. That's also good. It's giving good suggestions sometimes. The width should be 100%. I love how it's just like auto-filling. Let's do that so we can actually see things. And then we go in here and you can see we start getting styling. Things are spread out, so we have welcome to Cozy Images platform. No one came up with a suggestion to the website name, so I guess I'll just come up with something. Now, this right here should actually be two separate unordered lists. So if we go inside header. Oh, right, okay. So we're going to take the H1 element and we're going to move it inside the nav. And then instead, we're going to go inside app.css. We're going to style the navigation. No. Well, actually, yes, that too. But also, the navigation. It's trying to do things I don't want it to. We're going to go and say display flex, align items center, justify content, space between, and that's fine. Padding is going to go away. No, that's going to stay. There we go. Going to paste that in. Display flex. The navigation should have a width set to 100%. Let's try that for now. There we go. Got split up evenly. So we have feed, discover in the middle, sign up, log in at the side. And we do have a small padding there. So now we need to center it. And the reason it's not centered is because my header has a height and my navigation does not. There we go, 100%. There we go, it's centered. So with that, we're gonna make sure that the actual body of the website has a slightly, I guess, like a not a white color, but a cream color, and the navigation is gonna be white. I think that is gonna look good. So if we go back in here and say that the body is gonna have a cream color. Let's say background color Assure. That sounds awesome. Let's use that one. And then we're gonna go inside the header. It's gonna be white. Go back in. Oh, that actually does not look good. Let's just do this for now. Okay, so now we can see the difference. It's not a good gray color for the background, but we can see the difference, and that's the important part. Gonna change the font a little bit. I think that's important. So at the very top here, after body, that's where I'm gonna put all my. I'm literally talking about it. It's like styling it here. So anchor tags. It's gonna get styled. Text decoration none. That's fine. Color is gonna be not completely dark, but like. What is a non-completely dark color? I guess we're gonna use this one. It's just a guess. I don't know how non-dark this is gonna be. Because like really harsh whites and darks and stuff is gonna like shine into people's eyes. So text decoration none. We need to have a font size. Also a font family. That's something we need to start thinking about. Let's keep this 1 point. Let's do 1 REM for now. Then we're gonna go ahead and style all our paragraphs. Gonna remove that, don't need that. That's fine. And then we have, what is inside the header? An H1. It's not supposed to be an H1 though. H1 elements are often misused. Like for like SEO optimization purposes, it should not be H1 for the website title. If you waste your H1 on that, it's gonna, like SEO is just gonna get broken. So H2, we could also just call it title. That would be good too. So let's copy paste this down and say that we have a class called title dash, let's say nav dash title. And then we're going to apply this class inside our title here. And then we want to make sure it has a larger font size, so 1.4. Now REM is something we use for allowing people to go into the browser and change the font sizes, because if we use pixels, it's going to be like a static font size. So even if the user has a hard time reading things and they go into the browser settings to increase the font size, it's just going to end up not doing anything. So we want for readability to make sure it's REM or EM. Depends on what you're trying to do. But it's bigger now. That's good. I do want to say here though, I should probably do something like this because I'm using a 2K monitor and the website on a 1080 monitor looks closer to something like this, right? Or is it this? I can actually double check. I think it's something like this. So just gonna increase my size and everything. Otherwise, you guys can't see it either. Okay. So discover and share cozy images. Oh right, because the AI knew that was what I wanted to do. Let's give the website a name. So instead of welcome to Cozy Images platform, we can go ahead and say something like yes, Daniel, come up with a website name on the spot. This is why I needed help. People in the comment section were supposed to give me one suggestion after another, and then it would be the name for the website. But let's just call it Smingles. Oh, that sounds like a dating app. Because if you remove the M, it's singles. Mood. Mood something. I actually had ChatGPT come up with a couple of suggestions to what a website could be. So if I go back in here and just kind of... Oh, where did I find it? Is it in here? I think it is in here. Website ideas. I did have like a search where I asked it, okay, so what do you think? It's not in here. Okay. Let's just call it pinboard for now. I'll change it if you guys come up with something else, okay? This is a placeholder. It's perfectly fine for what we're doing here. We'll remove that. Pinboard, awesome. Because the text isn't as long, so now it looks like the middle menu is centered. The other text was way too long, so, you know. Good. So now I can actually do a test here. If I do... where is it? It's my header. Where's my header? Trying to find my header here. Templates, header. Was it up there all like the entire time? I just couldn't find it. So if I go to auth, well, actually, we can test it just by logging in. We do need to have a logout button though. Is there a logout? Route logout. There we go. Okay. It did actually give me a template for logging out as well. So if I'm logged in, then do also include a logout, which is up here. Let's just go ahead and delete that because we do not need to have that right now. And then we also need to have a form working for the logout button, right? Oh, it is running the route, so that's fine. Good. So if I go inside the website, refresh it, click on the sign up. Let's just say Krossing. Email is going to be test@test.com. Password It's gonna be Krossing 123 because I'm very secure. Krossing 123. Register. You're logged in. Great. Then we just need to be taken back to the front page, which right now it's like at the dashboard. That's not what we want. But if I just go back to the front page, we now have upload, your profile, and lockout. So we're logged in. If I go to, let's say, log out, then we get logged out. And now we have to go to login. Krossing, did I spell that with a capitalized? I think I did. Krossing 123. Oh, email. We can change it so it's the username. I think that might actually be better. So test@test.com. Hey, and we're logged in again. We just need to redirect it to another page if that's what we want to. We could redirect to our profile page. Could also be an idea. Basically, we can completely change out the dashboard page if we want to. If we go inside web.php, actually, we need to go inside our controller. So if I go inside profile controller, update, destroy, edit, update, destroy. Is it the regular controller? Update the user's profile info, delete the user account, display the user profile form. Right, but that's not really what I wanted to do. When I go inside my dashboard, let me just see if I can find it here. Dashboard, the blade. So we show the dashboard, right, which is all the info. And when I log in, how do I change the how do I change where it takes me? Here's something. Let's just do that. Actually, that's way more confusing. Create store, create store. So this is register the user, log in the user. Right. This is verification. This is not what we're looking for. You know what? We're gonna do things easily. Actually, is it just in here? Verify, it's right here. Okay, so going to the dashboard, we return the view, and if we get authenticated and verified, then we take the person to the dashboard. No, that's not what we want to do. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. It points to name, by the way. That's not gonna work because it's the name is for something else. So instead of pointing to name, we should point to view, and then maybe welcome. Right? Does that work? Point to view. We could give it a name, which should then be welcome. Okay. Refresh. Uh-oh. Yeah, the route does not exist. Basically, we're trying to do something very wrong here. Okay, Okay, so we're basically going in and say we want to get the dashboard page and return dashboard. Oh. Yeah, it's basically running the authentication thing here. When I log in from the dashboard page, how do I change where it takes me to next? Because at the moment it is taking me back to the dashboard, but I want it to take me to the front page, which is my welcome.blade.php file. It's probably going to be inside some sort of file somewhere. So we're going to use a controller called authenticated session, which I saw in here. Here it is. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Okay, so basically, here, when it logs me in, it routes me to the dashboard. We want to change that. So instead of the dashboard, we're going to say welcome. So if I go back inside the website, refresh. Let's log out, log back in. Krossing, and this was the email. There we go. Oh. Welcome not defined. What does it say over here? So open this file, find this line at the bottom. Yeah, let's redo this. At the bottom, redirect intended. No, this is the right one to change. Okay. So we want to point to home. Wait, it doesn't actually have that in here. Like it looks a little bit different. But that's oh, so we're not okay, so instead of pointing to a route, because obviously I did not go in here and create a route. Actually, no, I did not, because it hasn't been named. If I did something like name and then name it something, which you probably can't do directly like that, but you get my drift, right? Instead, we're just directly gonna just tell it to go to our front page. Let's have that inside, just single quotes. I think that's a little bit better. So doing this, alternate cleaner method. What? You can also change this globally, so you don't need to edit the controller directly. Route service provider. So find this line here and change it to dashboard. Oh, so basically whenever we use home as a constant, it's just gonna point to something else. That might actually be better to do. But the thing is, it's not pointing to home. So you know what? Let's stick to this method here, because we don't want to. Why is that an arrow now? Okay, come back inside the website. Page expired. There we go. Log out. Log in. Test at test.com. Then we're going to say Krossing 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. It's taking us in the right place now. That's good. So from here, everything is so far working correctly. I had 2 objectives here. What was that? To change where we got sent to and something else. but I can't remember. There was some sort of goal here. Okay, so yeah. So far, so good. We have Laravel Breeze installed and spent probably half this video troubleshooting why I changed something that I didn't know it was gonna change, that I created last episode. If I'd known that, you know, this wouldn't have been such a long video just doing that section, but it is what it is. It's fun. It's part of the fun to see how developers can sometimes like create errors for themselves, and then they have to spend too long trying to fix it. But yeah, so far so good. Destroy, that also takes us back. That's fine. Good. So once we log out, it takes us to the front page. That's good. So yeah, we have a basic login system working. So my idea here is that when you log in, you should be able to start uploading images, which is why I have upload here, just to have something. So you should be able to upload images, and then you can like them, do something, you know. I'm not entirely sure, again, what this is going to be, but it's just kind of fun to build features. That's really like my one of my guilty pleasures. Like, I'll build something that doesn't have a purpose just to see if I can do it. So, for example, creating an image upload system where you can go in and like and see how many likes the images has gotten. Like, it might not serve a purpose or make sense to that particular application, but hey, can I do it? Like, that's the fun part. So yeah, it's been past an hour now, so we'll stop it here. Be nice, okay? Because I spent so long troubleshooting some dumb mistakes here. It's actually like kind of a fun thing. I've always been something YouTubers do is that they'll upload tutorials. Like, me figuring this out right now, like a typical tutorial on YouTube on how to create a Breeze login system would require me sitting here doing all of this stuff to figure out what you need to do, right? Because knowing that it overwrites your app.blade.php layout is something that I only know because now I just did it, right? So it overwrote it, so I had to recreate it afterwards. And then I would basically know that, create a tutorial and say, oh, by the way, guys, you have to make sure you don't create any sort of app.blade.php file before you set up Laravel Breeze, otherwise it's going to overwrite it. And then I'll sound super smart because I know that. But basically it's just like, you know, a bunch of prep work. I make a tutorial teaching you guys basically the right way that I learned from doing a bunch of mistakes. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me that people are enjoying this series here. It's also just kind of fun for me to think that a bunch of you probably already know how to set up Laravel Breeze and are screaming at the monitor saying, oh, Daniel, you're messing things up. Obviously, you created this last episode. And, you know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.